Ladies and gentlemen, KocoSports.com is proud to present Wrestle AM. It's half wrestling show, half morning show, pretty much all BS. And you got the Coco crew right here holding it down live. Of course, you got me, the sexiest man on all of Internet Wrestling Radio. That's right, Boom Boom here, shaking the room live from beautiful Omaha, Nebraska. And of course, joining me, my brother from another mother, way there across the ocean in Tokyo, Japan. I'm talking about Babyface Dave KocoSports. What is up, Dave?
Nothing much. Just did a G1 thing. Spent all night watching the G1 finals. If you want to know about New Japan G1, check out our YouTube channel. I just gave my quick thoughts on it. But my quick thoughts, most people on YouTube, quick thoughts are like 5-10 minutes long. I'm like, my quick thoughts, 20 minutes later. I'm like, phew, good thing I didn't go into detail about that one. So, there you go. And now, Booms, we're doing WWE news because, well, you missed the podcast action, didn't you? You've been busy working. You're like, you know what? I need to get thrown into it. And you know what, Booms? If you have the itch for the podcasting, I am there. Let's do this shit.
Yeah, let's do this, man. You know, there's actually a lot of news to talk about this weekend. So, you know, we figured, hell, why not? It's late. It's Sunday night for me, early Monday morning for you, because he's in Japan, kids. 14-hour time difference. Anyway. We decided, you know, it's like, you know what, there's some stuff here we could talk about, get a little more fodder here, give you what you want to know, what you want to see, what you want to hear. I guess the first thing would be, this is actually something we spoke about earlier this week. We did a special show on, we're going to give you the update to it here. It's the details behind Alberto Del Rio's firing from WWE. Now, Dave and I did a show on this, and I kept an open mind to saying, you know what, wow, I'm kind of shocked by this, and we thought maybe this is some kind of work, it's a setup for a storyline, and we said, because there was a lot of suspicious things going on, particularly the tweet by WWE, who usually when somebody gets fired, they saying, you know, da 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 da, you know, and then they like, you know, they'll put up their real name, they've come to terms with his release, and we wish them the best in all their future endeavors, blah blah blah. But this time they just used Alberto Del Rio's name, and then a tweet went out by WWE. And this was something that I've never seen before, so it raised a little bit of a suspicion for me. In case if you missed it, it's this is what WWE tweeted, excuse me. Viva Del Rio is responsible for his own actions. If you're angry at anyone, be angry at Alberto. There's no excuse for a pro athlete not to conduct themselves in a professional manner. All right. And then, you know, and I specifically, you know, remember Dave going, you know what, we need to hear what it is, you know, because if this employee, you know, you automatically think just because someone got, you know, their lights punched out, that they're automatically the victim. No, maybe he did something to, you know, basically it was like, you know, just because he got decked doesn't mean he's the victim. We need to stop being a generation of pansies. We need to let all the facts come out. Well, coming on to that here, it was announced. It was after it was announced that he was released. Now, we should mention here that this is according to the Ring of Honor founder and our video owner, Rob Feinstein. Basically, the story is, you know, he said that Del Rio slapped a member of WWE social media at a television taping this past week. That claim got backed up by a couple of wrestling newsletters. And then let's see here. The name they're going with here is Cody Barberi. I'm fucking this name up. Barbierri. Anyway, he identified himself as the manager of social media live events. It's like, okay. According to the story here, and again, this is according to the story here. We're not saying this is gospel truth, but here's what we're hearing, that Del Rio's termination involved an altercation between the social media manager. According to the website, WWE's social media manager was supposedly asked to wipe his plate clean following a meal and catering. He had allegedly joked that it was Del Rio's job to clean the plate, which could be perceived as racist by Hispanic people. Del Rio was informed of the comment and confronted him. The individual did not apologize for his remark, then smiled at him. Fuming, Del Rio slapped him. So, Dave KocoSports, you know, how dare we, sir? How dare we wait for all the facts to come out before we start passing judgment? And, Let me ask you this, Dave. I know you're a minority in the country where you're at, and that's a shoot. Let me ask you this. Let me put you in Del Rio's boots. Would you deck that motherfucker?
I don't know. I don't blame him. I don't know if I would. I don't know. That's a tough call. It really just depends on the situation, where I was at. Really, I usually, I don't know. I don't think I would. But with that said, I don't know. It depends. Like, if someone said it to my kids, like, I'm at an age now, and maybe I'm older and don't give a shit. If someone's like, "Oh, there's a fucking fat, white, stupid gaiju," moving on. Don't give a shit. I'm more touching. Like, you can say whatever you want. Don't fucking touch me. So that's where I draw the line. And it also depends, like, on like who is around. Like, I would definitely threaten to fight them. I don't know if I would slap them right away. I would challenge their manhood and tell them to step outside, without a doubt. But it's just this generation's different. It's different. They automatically assume. Well, what bothers me though about this is, first off, I don't think Del Rio's in the wrong. And second off, let's tell the bullshit story. You want to hear WWE's side of the story?
Please, go right ahead.
I am a teacher / parent, or was a teacher, still a parent. Tell me this isn't a BS fucking PR story. According to WWE's side of the story, the social media guy said, "Oh, clean up your mess," and Del Rio said, "Don't talk to me like that." And then they left the room, and then he asked for an apology. He's like, "No, I'm not going to apologize. You're supposed to clean that up." Then Del Rio slapped him. How fucking ridiculous does that story sound? Is that not fucking PR? You work in the news. Do you even buy that story for a second?
No, I don't buy things unless I actually fucking see it or get a lot of fucking sources to back that up, and I attribute it always. Me personally, I don't blame Del Rio, not the least bit.
One thing I do want to add, though, is Boom Boom makes fun of me about this a lot, because if there's a rule, everyone follows the fucking rule. Like, if you speed in New Jersey, you should be able to get away with it. I use this as an example all the time, because New Jersey State Police helped the New York Giants guy speed all the way down to Atlantic City to have a fun weekend. Well, if that's the case, speeding isn't a law anymore. And people think I'm crazy, but no, if there's a fucking rule, there's a fucking rule. Boom's always puts the clip on when fucking from that movie when I fucking start ranting. What clip is it?
It's from The Big Lebowski. It's one where Walter flipped out. He said the guy went across the line during bowling, and he made a mark down zero, and they argued, and finally he pulled out a gun and says, "Am I the only one here who gives a shit about the rules?" And I just pictured Dave KocoSports just doing that tirade, just whipping out an old military sidearm. "Am I the only person here who cares about the rules?"
Well, and the reason I bring this up is because, dude, I get, like, legit fucking pissed off. Like, if you're not going to follow the rules, why the fuck should I follow the rules? YouTube is horrible at this. WWE is horrible at this. Fucking America's tremendously horrible. Oh, you're white and rich? You can do that. No, you poor little fucking idiot. You're not doing that. I just hate the fucking double standards. There's fucking rules. We all follow them, or fucking no one follows them. But I hate WWE especially because I'm going to pick on the Big Show. The Big Show assaulted, and when me and Boom Boom were kids, the word assaulted was a lot stronger than it is now. You know, like, imagine being a little kid. Another kid slaps you and you call the police. You're like, "I was assaulted." The cop would just look at you like, "No, you were bitch slapped. You weren't assaulted." Nowadays, everything is fucking assault. But let's go with WWE's and America's version of assaulted. Big Show assaulted somebody. He assaulted somebody. And you know why? Was it because of a racist comment? Nope. He assaulted someone because he was tired and angry. Triple H witnessed this and laughed it off. So, if you're tired and angry, friends with the boss in white, you can assault other employees. But if you're Mexican, they have to cut stuff, your contract's up, and the other guy's racist, but he's a white guy friends with Triple H, that's okay. Now, I hope and pray to Terry Funk one day I can go to a Be a Star conference and Big Show's there. There's no fucking way I'm letting him off the hook. No way. No way. You know what? Not even the double standards, that fucking drives me crazy, but the fact that they promote Be a Star. So, according to WWE, some people can use drugs, some people can't. So, that's fucking pointless. Some people can assault employees, some people can't. Some people can be racist, some people can't. Some people can do inappropriate jokes, some people can't. No, there's fucking rules for a goddamn reason, you pieces of shit. And if I was Del Rio, because everyone, I was slapped, I'm insulted. Fucking weak bitches, bro. Listen. Fucking, if I was Del Rio, I would sue WWE. Everyone's talking about how WWE, this guy should sue Del Rio. I would. Big Show is your fucking loophole. Get a good lawyer. The fact that Big Show gets crowd reactions piped in on SmackDown and he's the boss's friend, getting paid more, not fired, and because he assaults someone, he is angry and tired, that's passable and swept under the rug, but someone being racist isn't? And let's just pretend to be our...
Let me jump in here. I do think that Del Rio's contract status did have something to play into it because, one, I mean, his contract was about to come up anyway. Two, he pretty much straight up said that he wanted to leave. And three, WWE's already looking to cut money whenever and however they can. And normally I'm not a offender of Del Rio. I know at one point I said he is the low man on the totem pole when it comes to being in the D Club. But this goes beyond the D Club. This goes beyond wrestling. This goes into this situation here. I think how would have things shaken down had it been John Cena or Sheamus or Randy Orton? That let's just say this employee had made some kind of slur like clean your plate. Oh, isn't that what Nikki Bella's for? And then John Cena would have come up and go, hey, what the hell did you say? And didn't apologize for it. And John Cena, slapped the guy. Not saying he would. I'm just saying let's just go with that scenario. Would John Cena get fired? You need to clean your plate.
Let me tell you the equation. I'm kid you not. Equation. White plus friends equal rules don't exist. That's what it is. So name anyone. Name anyone. White plus friends equals don't have to listen to the rules. More people beat the fucking shit out of Sheamus than anybody in the fucking back because he's a complete fucking douchebag. Love you, Sheamus, but you're a douchebag. Nothing ever happens to them because white plus friend equals rules don't exist. And that's it. It's bullshit. It is pure fucking bullshit. And you know what? I think they're going to be called out on it eventually. I mean, right now, we've been calling them out, and other YouTubers and internet people have been calling them out being racist. Now, mainstream media is catching on to that, and they're kind of worried about it. Now, it takes a long time for things to change. It starts off with fat people on the internet screaming. Then it goes into, wow, a lot of fat people on the internet are screaming. Let's cover this as a story because it will be shared socially. And then, bam, it covers the mainstream media. And then, bam, WWE cares about it. That's how it works, kids. It's like fucking dominoes. All right? If you enough fat fucking nerds complain online, some asshole in a news studio is like, you know what? This is a shitty fucking story and no one gives a fuck, but it's going to be shared everywhere. Let me cover this. And the WWE is like, oh my God, someone in the fucking press back in 1982 has a fucking printing press. Let's fucking change our ways. But I think what we have to attack them on is racism and double standards. You have to. There's no fucking way Big Show should be getting piped in crowd music on SmackDown. If you're gonna fire Del Rio, you need to fire Big Show. And the same thing with Emma. I would love to see how Emma got her job back. Because I wonder if she's like, I'm gonna lawyer up. You have fucking 8,000 people with DUIs.
I think one of the things that people pointed out was, Emma, it was petty. It might have well just been an accident. I mean, I'm not saying it is, not saying it isn't. I'm just saying people pointed that out, and they pointed out, like, remember that Cameron got busted for a DUI. Now, granted, she was, I think, later acquitted of that, but she got busted for a DUI, and
Did you
she
rob
was
a
allowed to
cop?
keep her job.
Just the double standards is such bullshit, bro.
Tried to rob a cop. That's what she was accused of, and they kept that. Let me ask you this, Dave, just to put the opposite side of the same coin. Do you think Del Rio should look? You got to be above it. I mean, look, it was a joke. Yeah, it was tasteless. It was bad, but you got to be above that, and you can't let little shit like that get under your skin. I mean, come on, you're a WWE superstar. You're this basically a bodybuilder. There's this little computer geek made a snide remark. Is it really worth going up there, smacking them, and losing your job over? I mean, do you think Del Rio overreacted, or he just should have brushed it off, or insulted him back? I mean, do you really think he should have lowered himself to physically assaulting this guy?
It's tough because it's anger issues. I don't think I would. I would definitely challenged him to a fight. I don't think I don't know. It's really tough, bro. It is tough because, like I said, if you've been anywhere where you're the minority, I know it sounds crazy because I'm white and American, but you've been places. I've been to over 30 countries. And when you're the minority working there, it's tough because what do you do? How much is enough? So he's angry. I don't know. I'm not justifying it, but at the same time, it doesn't surprise me. It doesn't surprise me at all. Probably should have, but eventually you get tired of it. Like, it's just an ass-kissing fucking coward's paradise, the WWE backstage, and you just get fucking tired of it. You don't know when you're going to punch or slap someone. But I don't know. Because my whole thing is he's probably friends with Triple H, and he's probably being racist and knows he can get away with it. And it's just wrong. I think it's just as wrong. Like, I think Del Rio should be punished, without a doubt. Without a doubt. There's no thing. But the guy should be punished, and above all, the sticking point that fucking grinds my fucking gears is, sure, fire Del Rio. Big Show, stop the pipe-in crowd music. Big Show, you're out. There's no, I don't think, if they follow the rules and say, hey, dude, you assault an employee or be racist, you're fired, or this is the thing, and there's 3 strikes, there's legit fucking rules, then yeah, no problem. Fuck you, Del Rio. Big Show was fired, you're fucking fired. Rules are rules. We're fucking following. But when Big Show and Triple H I was angry. I can't be that passionate on screen. And then you're like, oh, no, you're fucking fired. Get the fuck out of here. No, I think that's the part that makes me angry. Should Del Rio be punished? Without a doubt. He fucking slapped someone. You should be punished. Should the guy who made racist comments be punished? Well, is that a fucking rule? I mean, can you go around? Can I go to fucking Titus O'Neil and be like, hey, I know bad words that make you angry, and I'm going to call you by that for disrespectful reasons? No, you can't do that. So why should you be able to do that to him? You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like there has to be fucking rules. And it's not even majority rules. It's friendships rule, and that's worse than majority rules. And my whole thing is then, WWE, if you want to have double standards, get rid of your rules and just be like, hey, Vince McMahon fucking rules. Do it with the drug policy. Do it with everything. But do not fucking promote drug policy and be a star. I fucking hate the fact that you have to be a star. I hate the fact that the fucking Big Show, is one of your fucking people that represent be a star. No. If you want a fucking free-for-all anarchy, Vince McMahon is king, fuck you, it's my way or the highway, fine, do that. But don't fucking pretend. Don't pretend you have a drug policy. Yeah, okay.
And I know you keep running the whole Big Show incident in the ground, but I'm going to bring up another one here. This was kind of obscure. That Chris Jericho put his hands on a cable runner for WWE. Now, granted, this again, and like the incident with Del Rio, this was an incident where the employee here was in the wrong. This cable runner was where he was not supposed to be. Jericho comes out of the ring for a spot, getting thrown over the top rope. Cable runner is where he's not supposed to be. He knew he wasn't supposed to be there. Jericho had to avoid him, had to avoid hurting him, and Jericho drug him across the outside, from one into the one corner to another, basically, kind of put him in a corner, and then kept going with the match. That guy tried to sue him, but Vince McMahon, everybody stepped in. They said they were going to help defend him no matter, no matter how much it cost, because they weren't going to settle with this guy because he was in the wrong, and they vigorously defended him for that.
Yeah, it's just double standard bullshit. That's what it is. It's got to be like, because my whole thing is, I have no problem, Vince. Run your company the way you do. But don't go to fucking high schools and lie to these fucking kids. Do you want to hear the Be a Star? If you are WWE, be a star. You ready? I'm the Big Show, and I'm here to talk about bullying. You know how you get bullied in fucking high school? It doesn't get any better. You're going to have to learn how to defend yourself. And if you're not 7 feet tall and friends with the boss, you're never going to be me. The reality is, life is not fair. And we are a company where life is not fair. I only got a job because Hulk Hogan saw me flipping eggs. And I am huge. You, most likely, will not be as big as me. Life is not fair. Be a star! If they said that, bravo, bravo. Stop lying to this generation. Dude, this generation that you're fucking ruining with Be a Star program. Dude, the baby boomers, I'll say it all day, internationally, worst generation ever. When history is written, the baby boomers will be the worst generation ever. They've ruined the fucking world. Our generation, lazy as fuck. Lazy as fuck. We knew what the baby boomers were doing, and we're like, you know what? I got Nintendo. Fuck you guys. All right? This generation, the Be a Star generation, you have to be better than all of us to save fucking all these economies, these civilizations. You have to be so much better than us, and so do your kids. And we, fucking our generation, send out the fucking Big Show and tell you life is fair and don't bully other people. I feel bad for this fucking generation. And WWE, fucking fuck you. You are fucking not helping with Be a Star. You are not helping with Be a Star. You are not helping because you fucking... Because think about it. I want to be a wrestler. I'm going to grow up to be 6 foot fucking nothing. I'm going to grow up to be somewhat athletic, but not fucking humongous. I'm going to try to be a wrestler. You're not going to fucking make it. It's just not a fucking reality. The odds of you making it are so slim. How about we tell them the truth? You know, for every CM Punk, there's 12 billion motherfuckers hopped up on pain pills around the world. Okay, that number's over-exaggerated, but you get the fucking point. This generation has to be better than the rest, and Be a Star is not preparing you for that. Because you got badass Big Show up there like, I wouldn't believe when I was a kid. Look what happened. Now I get to slap around fucking people and kiss ass and get a fucking $1 million job because I'm 7'12". No. First,
okay.
No, it just pissed me off because the Del Rio thing, the double standards pissed me off, and then, like, okay, that's fucked up.
Right there, Dave. Right there. You just made your point. That was your whole point right there. You made the same point 100 times, but that was your point. Well, I guess I'm saying there's just unfair standards. Boom. Period. End of sentence.
No. But I just want to ask this. And the fact that you're telling kids that life is fair, be a star, don't be a bully, is bullshit. It's bullshit.
Boom. You just made your second point right there. Second point down. That's two down, Dave.
Well, what do you want to talk about, Sexy Puffs?
No, I'm just saying you made your points right there at the end, and you kept going around in circles there. So I'm trying to help you out. That's what I'm here for. I'm the rememberer. That's what I do here. My job is to remember things. Like with my future wife, my job is to remember things and to locate every bathroom in any facility that we ever go to. Those are my jobs. So I'm kind of used to the whole remembering thing. Except for with Dave, I don't have to remember where the bathroom is because, hell, he's at his place and he knows where it is. But I'm pretty sure if we were out, I would have to locate bathrooms for him. Anyway, next here, speaking of WWE doing some backwards-ass bullshit, Triple H is insulting the fans again. And it was said by another wrestling newsletter that Triple H is, quote, angry at WWE fans if they're not subscribing to the WWE Network with the idea that fans are cheap. Okay, Triple H look, I understand that you guys are under a lot of pressure. I understand you have to have so many subscribers. I understand you're taking big risks with this WWE network. And I understand that you're pushing things, but you're not going to win people over who aren't already subscribed when you call them cheap. You're not going to, I mean, I've never known anything. It's like, I can't picture Coca-Cola. Well, you're not buying our 2-liter bottles because you're all fucking poor. Well, hell, I'm going to go out and buy Coke. I'll show them. All you people aren't buying Apple iPods and iPads because, you're just fucking morons who can't use this equipment. Well, let me go buy that stuff. I'll show them. And that happened. I think the only time where the opposite worked, and this was a huge, and this is not fact. This is the big rumor, was Tommy Hilfiger. The designer, did all the jeans and stuff back in the 90s. There was a rumor, and I do stress rumor, that went around that Hilfiger said that he didn't want minorities to be wearing his clothing. So you had all these black and Hispanic teenagers going, well, we'll show them, and they went out and bought all his stuff, and of course, that was the cool thing back in the late 90s, was to be seen wearing Tommy Hilfiger jeans, the shirts and everything.
I'm so happy. I'm just so happy.
I never wore that. My little brother did. My little brother loved those jeans, but me, back in those days, I think it was Levi's. I was wearing Lee's or Levi's, either one of them. So that's what I was wearing back in those days. But to me, Dave, I think this is like the worst thing you could do is turn around and tell the very people that your future hinges on. The people whose subscriptions you need, and plus you need to convince the people who are already subscribed to WWE Network to renew that subscription for another 6 months. And you're going around, insulting them, oh, maybe I'll send a tweet or tout, or maybe I'll quit watching. Oh, you're not buying the network because you're fucking cheap. What the hell kind of back-asswards business strategy is this?
I'm going to say something that might shock you. Triple H is
absolutely
right. It's true.
Say that again? Say that again?
H is absolutely right. No, hold on. Let me finish the whole statement. He's absolutely right. It's true. What's the point of saying it live? What's the point of even saying it out loud? Do you know why your TV deal sucked? Because wrestling fans are cheap. Why would you promote that? Why would you even say that out loud? It's like you're a salesperson of an inferior product. Why would you say, oh, the other product is better? Why? Why would you say that? Do you know there's money on the line, right? Are wrestling fans cheap? Yeah, definitely. Without a doubt. If you fucking statistically, we run KocoSports, our wrestling section, and I'm saying the history of KocoSports, our wrestling section has always been the most popular. We've never made as much money as nearly. You know what section we make the most money on? Sumo, boxing, MMA. Sumo, boxing, MMA. And those are fucking probably the least watched shit. Because people that watch sumo, boxing, and then MMA will spend more money. We have advertisers right now on KocoSports that say, listen, we want to advertise on everything except pro wrestling. And it's true. What's the point of bringing it up if you're WWE? What's the point? I don't fucking see the point. So you brought up your weaknesses to the world. That's the business you work in. It's like indie wrestlers who defend WWE. Oh, you don't fucking like fucking WWE? Go fuck yourself. You don't work for WWE. You work for an indie wrestling promotion. Why would you fucking say that? It's fucking stupid. It's stupid if you're making your livelihood. Now, me and Boobs, we say shit like this all the time because, spoiler alert, this ain't our fucking livelihood. Triple H, do you have a fucking news broadcasting job on the side? Do you fucking have translation companies and fucking companies that fucking you never mention on the air and books that you never mention on the air? Do you have that on the side? Best of my knowledge, you don't. So I would pipe down with the fucking pipe bombs a bit. Yeah, it's absolutely true. Wrestling fans are cheap. But that is your point.
Let me ask you this, and this is just to play devil's advocate here. Are wrestling fans really cheap, or it's just WWE in particular has put out such an inconsistent product people aren't really, want to be committed to laying down that kind of money. I mean, just look at the Battleground pay-per-view. I mean, we straight up called it the pre-show to SummerSlam. It was just such an afterthought. The build-up to it was horrible. The pay-per-view was horrible. The Monday Night Raw afterwards was horrible. Why would we be willing to throw down, $10 a month? I mean, granted, yes, it's $10 a month, but you have to commit to it for 6 months for a product that may not be that
they
great.
dropped the commitment. I don't think you have to commit to it for 6 months anymore.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do. I believe that's part of it. You get it for $10 a month with a 6-month commitment. So you're basically committing to $60.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, it's true. But why bring it up? Why fucking bring it up? And not only that, but Triple H, you bringing it up, this quote is gonna haunt you. You think you're gonna get a good TV deal after saying this? You don't think every network around the world is gonna do this? You don't think ad companies, oh, Skittles, come on back. Well, you said they were fucking cheap. It's going to come back to haunt you. Why, if it is your livelihood, why would you bring up a fact? And yeah, statistically speaking, I've worked in sports, I've worked in pro wrestling. Pro wrestling brings the eyeballs, pro wrestling brings the people. It does not bring the money. It does not bring the money. Period. It's just sad. And you'd be like, what about WWE? It's a monopoly. Okay, what about WWE? NFL, Major League Baseball, NHL, golf, PGA. Now you fucking be like, wow, I feel kind of silly. What about John Cena? All right, how often does John Cena work? Is he a television star? I hate John Cena. Boom, boom, you hate John Cena. But can we both admit he's a television star?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Okay, name me a television star that works harder than him, on the road more, makes more TV appearances, and gets paid as shitty as he does.
Samuel L. Jackson.
Yeah, right. Samuel L. Jackson probably made more in fucking Sharknado 7 than just... That's why The Rock has made more fucking money in fucking, like, movies than he has his whole WWE career. And I'm not saying movies like, oh, man, because the last 2 summers, way to go, Rock. Give yourself a Barry Horowitz. He's just dominating the movie scene right now. But even one fucking movie. He's like, I'm going to play a background character. Probably makes a lot more money than fucking showing up on WWE. And it's just, yeah, they're cheap. But this is your livelihood. Why bring that up? Why bring that up? We have an advantage of talking shit. This is not our livelihood. Booms. If I can, is this your livelihood? I hope not, Booms. I hope not.
Oh God, no, not by a long shot. I have not. I've been doing this for damn near 10 years. I haven't made dime one off of this.
Yes, but if it was your livelihood, let's say YouTube makes enough money and it's your livelihood. Would you be like, oh, fucking, this is my livelihood. Fucking, you guys are fucking douchebags. First off, we wouldn't do that because it's fucking stupid. But on second off, why would... I don't fucking get it. I don't fucking get it. It makes no sense. And when the television deal doesn't get the money you want, when the ads don't get it, when this, remember this fucking quote. This is you being the ultimate fucking jackass. You cannot get any bigger than this. And do you know why he thinks it's going to work? I'll tell you why. Because being a fan is ugly. Think about it. Does anyone on YouTube besides us call themselves fans? No. Do you know why?
You know, Dave, I'd like to bring up. Yeah, I'd like to bring up an example of that. Where I work, I was actually it was around lunchtime, and I was approaching a reporter at his desk. I was going to talk to him about the story he was working on for that particular day, and asking for some information on it because I'm going to have to write stuff and get stuff ready for him. And he had pulled up a wrestling news website. I'm not going to say which one, but he had one pulled up. And I guess I kind of caught him by surprise. I said, "Oh, hey, whatever's talking to him." And he was kind of like, trying to reach over there and minimize the window. And I saw like a picture of Bray Wyatt. And I was like, "Oh, well, I went to college with him." And it's like, it was kind of like this. What? You're a pro wrestling fan too? I mean, they're just so fucking guarded. I mean, because nobody just went, "Oh, I can't believe you watch that stuff." Men in tights rubbing on each other. Oh, what are you, a homosexual?
No.
I mean, but that's part of the thing. It's not cool. And I think part of the WWE's anger is wrestling's not cool right now. And think about it. WWE has been living high on the hog for, a couple of decades now. I mean, the Monday Night Wars, it was a huge boom. I mean, these guys are used to, I mean, it used to be Triple H could just fart on pay-per-view and they would get like 7 figures. I mean, they could sell out anywhere. They were getting rid of merchandise. Well, things started coming down after the Monday Night Wars ended in the 2000s, and now they've gone PG. And I'm not saying PG is hurting sales or anything, but it's not cool. And they're not packing out places like they used to. They're not moving the merchandise they used to. The WWE Network, they're not getting the subscribers they thought they would get. And everything, they're getting a lot of negative reviews, and things are finally starting to contract. And I guess they're angry because it used to be they were doing the same things, and they were making all this money, and now they realize their business model has to change. It's not working. And they're getting angry because now they're going to have to change everything, and they're actually going to have to fucking try, and they don't want to do it.
And on top of that, like, I'm not even talking about fans. I'm not even talking about fans in a work environment. That's why I love about Japan. Like, I was a history teacher, and like, oh, I'm a pro wrestling fan. Oh, that's cool. You can't do that in America. You can't be like, oh, I'm a history teacher and I like pro wrestling. They're like, okay. Well, sorry to hear that. They would rather you be a pedophile than a pro wrestling fan in America. But here's the fucking thing, too. I'm not even talking about the outside world. I'm talking about in the wrestling community itself. When you hear stuff like, oh, no, I'm sorry. When you hear stuff like, oh, the internet fans, oh, the fans are so stupid, they complain. That's them wanting to be better. When someone comes on YouTube and makes fun of internet wrestling fans and all that, the reality is they feel like they're above you. And that's the problem. It is ugly to be a fan. And that's why we changed our slogan to where it's okay to be a passionate fan. Because how many YouTubers, dude, literally, it's a fucking webcam. No one's giving you power. You're not magical. You're just talking shit, having a conversation with other people. All right? So, what makes you above anyone else? You promoted indie shows. What makes you better? You fucking went in there. Dude, the problem is, and I watched the Paul Heyman documentary, and they mention this a lot. Why Paul Heyman is so successful, I'm paraphrasing this. He's the only one that's still a fan. Like, Edge was like, yeah, no one else is a fan. Paul Heyman's a fan. That's why he's successful. It has become, I've been to all, I try not to bring this up because it sounds fucking douchey, but I've been to every major creative meeting except Ring of Honor before. And, yeah, this is very commonplace in TNA and WWE. Oh, it's just wrestling. What does it matter? Because they're not fans. They don't give a shit. That's where the entertainment comes from. And I just hate it because you'll see comments like LOL dirt sheets. That pretty much means I'm better than being a fan. There's a Seinfeld joke that describes the pro wrestling community perfectly. Jerry Seinfeld, I'm not going to do an impersonation because I can't. He's one of a kind. But Jerry Seinfeld goes, I think he's only Jewish to make fun of Jews. I think that joke describes pro wrestling. Look at all your Facebook posts. Go down to Facebook line. Go down to all these meme sites. Go down. Are they funny? Sure. But at the end of the day, you're like, I think they're only pro wrestling fans to make fun of pro wrestling fans. I don't think there's any legit fans out there. I think if you're a legit pro wrestling fan, passionate, and want to see a good product, you're in the fucking minority. Because let me tell you, go to every Facebook page. I guarantee 9 posts are like that. I don't know, but then, like, fans have become the punchline. Fans have become the punchline. Like, let's say you liked a Randy Orton match. You go on your Facebook file, and as a fan, you're like, I enjoyed Randy Orton. That's it. That's what your Facebook post is. But that's not what these fans say. They're like, fuck internet fans. They don't know shit. That was a good fucking match. They complain about everything. But all they're doing is defending a product that, if you look them straight in the eyes, they would admit is not good, but they feel good bashing someone else. And that's what's the problem. WWE tried with the WWE Universe, and it backlashed, but I thought WWE Universe, marketing-wise, was genius. Because, let me tell you, if I run an indie promotion, and I have, and I told this back in the day, you cannot make fun of fans for liking pro wrestling. Make fun of their teeth, make fun of their hair, make fun of their weight, sure, it's in good, you're a heel, got it. You cannot call him Mark. You cannot call him Smart. And above all, you cannot make fun of the fact that they like pro wrestling. And yeah, I fired people because of that. Like, you know, they didn't have social media, but I imagine if they had social media, I would have fired fucking all of them. But if you're a fucking indie wrestler and you're like, oh, fucking internet fans don't know fucking jack shit, you're an idiot. You're a fucking moron. You are a piece of shit and should not be fucking working in a business. Because you know what? When you use the word marks, here's the secret. Wrestling fans aren't cheap. They're only going to spend $5 to $10 to be entertained for a couple hours. You're going to spend your whole life making nothing and paying to make nothing. Who's the real mark? Bums!
All right, Dave, we're going to tackle one more topic, then we're going to call it a night. We'll be back tomorrow night with our Monday Night Raw review. All right, and I figured
Can I get live comments real quick, sweetheart?
Yeah, okay, I'll take a look at some live comments. Let's see here. I'm looking for questions, just looking for questions. Let's see. Forsaken's back. I want to say that. Welcome back to Forsaken. Franielli, Mike Ashman, and Vincent is Valentine are watching live. Thank you very much for joining us. I'm not really seeing any questions here. Let me double check up here. No, no questions here. So let's keep moving on here. Dave, I want to kind of end the show right here on a high note. And this is actually kind of a fun story. Doesn't really matter, but and it's kind of a week old. I know it's kind of old, but it's something I've been wanting to bring up, but just have not had a chance until now. The Young Bucks have sent out some not so cryptic tweets. Now, granted, these guys are known for healing it up and trolling on the internet because they're heels right now, so they're kind of troll the internet fans. Well, they did about 3 tweets, and the first one was it had a picture of apparently these guys were at like a Walmart or something. They were at a retail store, and there was like in the kids section, there was a replica of the WWE tag team titles, and both Nick and Matt had Coca-Cola bottles, they had to share a Coke with, whatever, and they sent out a tweet that said, pretty ironic that these Coke bottles were sitting near the tag team championship belts. Then they also tweeted out, it's pretty ironic we've lost the PWG, ROH, and IWGP Tag Team Champions in a matter of a month. And then Nick tweeted out, I wonder where our careers will take us NXT, question mark. But the big one, it was actually a tweet by Kevin Steen. Apparently they were all at this event earlier this month, about a week or so ago. Kevin Steen had wrestled Jerry Lawler, but anyway, he said, tonight I wrestled Jerry Lawler, the Bucks wrestled the Hardy Boys, but this is the most amazing thing that happened, and it's backstage. Nick and Matt Jackson are shaking hands with Booker T. Now that's kind of a joke because a few years ago, the Young Bucks had a tryout, and apparently they rubbed some people the wrong way, particularly Booker T. I believe Rob Van Dam was another one, but it's because they didn't shake hands. They didn't shake everybody's hands every time they saw them. So and Booker T led the charge of don't sign these vanilla midgets or don't sign these guys. They're disrespectful, something to that effect. And so now they tweet out there's a picture tweeted out of them shaking hands with Booker T. They're now teasing maybe NXT. So, Dave, do you think it's just them trolling, having a good time, or do you think there's a little something to it?
I think there has to be a little something to it. At least I hope so. The Young Bucks are the best tag team wrestlers in the business right now. I mean, just absolutely amazing. And not only that, but I was late to the bandwagon. First off, Booker T and RVD, really, you're the assholes who are stopping young talent. Out of all the people, Randy Orton, John Cena, Hulk Hogan, makes sense. Booker T, look yourself in the mirror. What the fuck has happened to you? And same thing with Rob Van Dam. Young Rob Van Dam would beat the fuck out of old Rob Van Dam. It's just sad. But anyway, I was late to the Young Bucks. Everyone's like, the Young Bucks are fucking awesome. I don't say it. I don't fucking say it. What the fuck are you talking about? No, but dude, they're fucking amazing. I caught on, and I hope so. It just sucks because New Japan's losing so many talented people. But at the same time, you know, how great is NXT going to be? I mean, just can you imagine Kenta, Steen, Prince Devitt, the Bullet Club, Sami Zayn? Dude, I'm actually going to tear up. I'm like, oh, it's too beautiful. It's too beautiful. I can't look directly at it. But I hope they make it. But I still think Booker T and Rob Van Dam, if there's any truth to this story, you're bitches. Straight up fucking bitches. You could have had the best tag team for a long time now. I mean, could you imagine the Usos and the Young Bucks at fucking SummerSlam? God forbid if WWE puts on a good fucking wrestling program. And once again, it leads to the first story. Talent doesn't matter. Ass-kissing matters. And RVD and Booker T, I know. I didn't sell out. I bought in. No, you fucking sold out, you fuckers. But I hope, I hope you can sleep at night. Yeah, I hope the Young Bucks make it. I mean, because my whole thing is, if they're doing these tweets just to troll us, it's one of those things where I always sit back. And when I see a story or I see some fucking, oh, it might be trolling, or hey, Alberto Del Rio might, because there's always the people want to believe kayfabe is a lot bigger than it really is. Whenever I go, are they just trolling us? I sit back and go, what would be the benefit? You know what I mean? Like, if they're trolling us, oh, you got us, Young Bucks. You're still working on the Indies and New Japan. No. You know what I mean? So I always sit back when it comes to trolling or kayfabe, and when I sit back and go, what would be the benefit? And that's why I don't think it would be trolling. I don't think, what would be the benefit? Prince Devitt, he was good at trolling. He's like, oh, I'm the best in the world. Like, that makes sense, and he still went to NXT. But I think it's just a fun, creative way to get fan hype and people staying behind you as you make a trip to WWE World. So I hope they do good. I really do. I did not enjoy them at first. Everyone jumped on their bandwagon before I did. I was like, what do you mean these guys are good? I don't see it. And then just one day I was like, these guys are fucking amazing. What am I talking about, Grandpa? Honest people can change their minds. But yeah, I absolutely love them and can't wait. Booms, your thoughts? Do you want to wrap this bad boy up?
I hope it's true. I have not heard anything outside of the Young Bucks tweet that they're going to go to NXT, or they've been signed or even scouted by WWE. So I'm thinking it could be some trolling, but I'm like you. I'm hoping it's true, because I would love to see Young Bucks in WWE, because if you cut them loose, especially with like the Usos, oh my God, I mean, the possibilities are endless. I think, bringing them in, I mean, there's an automatic feud right there with the Ascension. I mean, I'd love to see that, the Ascension versus Young Bucks. I mean, I'd love to see that. Be great for business. But before we go here, we're going to get to the comments section. Let's see. I'll start out with I am Mike Ashman. He says, I really feel like WWE is going to ruin all the top international indie talent they have signed. Something tells me they have signed these talents out of greed, drawing power of the IWC, and in the long run will not know how to book these various recently signed talents to make their strength shine. WWE has made it clear the profile talent that they feel are the prototypical of the WWE superstar, and a majority of these signings don't fit that model. Dave, do you want to take a stab at this one first, or do you want me to just jump right on into it?
It's up to you. You can go first. I've been hogging the spotlight. You go first.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, look, just to say, yeah, it's out of greed and drawing power. Hell yeah, it's especially out of greed and drawing power. I mean, when you run a business, I mean, your whole point's to make money. I mean, greed isn't necessarily a bad thing. I mean, we all are greedy. It's just to what extent we're greedy. I mean, greed could be considered, well, why did you get rid of your tube television and buy that flat screen when your tube television worked just perfectly? Well, why did you trade in your car, that had 100,000 miles on it when it still runs perfectly for that, brand new Corvette? Or you just greedy. I mean, and to, the draw power, I mean, yeah, because if you don't draw people in, I mean, you're not going to make money. And to get that buzz, I mean, I think WWE has changed up a little bit, because at first we thought, with WWE or with Triple H's comments that everybody had to go through had to be invited to NXT. They had to go through the developmental program. It was okay. That's going to lock out all the independent talent, and it's just going to be, washed up, guys who didn't make the NFL cut, and maybe some college wrestlers who who need something else to do with their life. We thought that's all it meant, but no, they've been out scouting indie talent, believe it or not, and a lot of it has not been your typical WWE guys. I mean, you can't tell me Sami Zayn is somebody that fit the WWE mold. And also now with Kenta, it shows they're actually promoting this. I mean, they made a huge deal out of signing Kenta. They acknowledged his career. Same thing with Prince Devitt. Now they're calling him Fergal Devitt. I would work on that first name, WWE, but chances are they're just going to drop that and just call him Devitt because, two names are hard. But yeah, that's the point of signing all these guys. Now, I think you do have a point with the majority of the signings don't forget don't fit the mold of the prototypical WWE superstar, because we've seen what they've done. I mean, the two that I could cite off the top of my head right now are Adam Rose and Paige. Both were wrestlers before WWE, got invited and trained in NXT, developed, both got called up to the main roster, and they were pretty much left to die. I mean, they just hung them out there. It was they put them out there inconsistently, in the sense that they didn't put them on every show, or if they did put them on, it was for like 2 minutes. We never really got to know them. They didn't give us any reason to cheer for them, and they go, well, see, they're just not getting over. I don't know. We need to put the belt back on Cena. I feel like that's, yes, I feel like that could definitely happen, but yeah, getting these guys out of greed, absolutely. I mean, hell, shit. If I was fucking running a promotion and I could afford it, you better bet your sweet ass I'd sign all these motherfuckers. Dave?
It's a really tough question, and maybe they're just signing them because they're cheap and you can get people to watch the network and NXT. Maybe that's their goal. The million-dollar question about this is if they're going to be used right or not. Depends on what Triple H there is. Triple H is a two-faced monster as far as his image. There's people that give him credit for NXT. Well, he takes all the credit, but NXT is amazing, and a lot of people say that's Triple H. Triple H is signing these people. Triple H took his chance on Mystico. Triple H took the chance on Amazing Kong. And I believe it depends on what Triple H there is. Because there's also Triple H, I want to be Vince McMahon Jr., do anything Daddy tells me. And then there's that Triple H. So the million-dollar question, if these guys are going to be successful or not, is which wolf do you feed? Which Triple H do you feed? Do you feed the NXT fucking loving Triple H or the Vince McMahon Triple H? But yeah, I hope it does good. As far as the Ascension, I'm going to lose some fucking street cred here. I don't see it. I don't see why it's over. I don't see why people are excited. But if you like them, good. I hope the Ascension kind of goes to WWE and NXT and gets some really good tag team division. I don't see what people like in Ascension. A lot of people are comparing them to the Road Warriors. I'm just like, are you fucking drunk? Am I missing something? You know what I mean? So, but yeah, I think they're signing them because they're talented, and CM Punk and Daniel Bryan's success, and just give the fans what they want. And my whole thing is, what if they're going to use them all? I worry about that because Kenta's Japanese and doesn't speak English. I worry about Kenta because, well, they've never had a good Japanese star, period. What about Tajiri? Go watch Tajiri. That's a good fucking career. Tajiri's career in WWE is good? That's what we consider good? That's good?
I think the last one that had a decent career in WWE was Antonio Inoki.
Yeah, but he wasn't really in WWE. He was just a visitor. He wasn't fucking like in their contract steady.
That's cool. I'm trying to think of all the Japanese wrestlers that they had. No, Yokozuna does not count because he was Samoan. His character was Japanese, but he was Samoan. Habushi? No, not Habushi. It was Ginseng Sensaki. I cannot remember who he wrestled as in the WWE. Remember, he was the guy who had the haiku tattoos all the way down his body. You know who I'm talking about, right?
I know who you're talking about, and I don't know if he's Japanese. He might be Japanese. Hey, hold on.
I think it was the bronze.
These are not
Bronze Warrior.
figures. I'm sorry. When you say, do you consider Dolph Ziggler to be a disappointment in your eyes as far as WWE pushing him? I would say most people would say yes. Dolph Ziggler's had a better career than almost every Japanese wrestling star ever come to Japan.
Oh God, I'm going way back. I'm trying to think of there was the Bronze Warrior. Hiroko was his manager. I'm trying to remember off the top of my head. His finishing maneuver was he grabbed by the
before. None of them were pushed. None of them were better than Dolph Ziggler. None of them. And right now, if you went to someone in the street and said, Dolph Ziggler's success to his talent, you would say no. But anyway, off topic. But as far as the other guys, they might not make it and be used wrong, but at least they're there. There's a chance. It gives us hope. You know? Gives us hope. It just gives us hope. So hopefully, if they're on the roster, maybe a Daniel Bryan, maybe a CM Punk will appear. Now, granted, there'll be a Chris Hero. There'll be a lot of Chris Heroes, but maybe someone will appear. Dean Ambrose, Seth Rollins, and step it up. So, I don't know. It's kind of being talented in WWE is like being in the Hunger Games. You might not make it, but there's a chance you might. You know, what is it, 1 in 16 chance you might make it. That's what I just picture, like Prince Devitt, Kenta, Young Bucks all coming up in those tubes. And then there's like one WWE contract that Triple H is just shooting them with a machine gun. They're like, all right, you have a chance. And you know what? I guess that's better than Vince McMahon's, because Vince McMahon's WWE, they never had a chance. All right, you ready to wrap this up, Booms?
Actually, we got a lot of internet questions here, so I'm going to try to go through these quickly. Player dies. Our hero player dies. Apparently, he's not happy with this again, Dave. He says, and I quote here, "This will be my last show for a while. I got angry watching this. You guys are so jaded, it's hard to watch. It doesn't make sense for you guys to watch WWE. I know you'll say some fandom bullshit. Whatever. I'm now a WWE defender. Whatever."
I don't even understand. Like, is this just a copy and paste statement from 27 videos ago? What are we jaded about? I mean, I said a Triple H, you got half. All right, I don't get it. Good luck. I like you, player guys, because you bring up a different point. But you know, fucking, we're us, dude. We're us. We're not gonna change. If you want to go see someone else, there's plenty of options. But my question is, fucking, bring up examples. I don't like, it's got to the point now where, like, you pull this, and a couple times, like, okay, well, maybe we're a little bit negative, but what part are we negative about? What part? We covered the news stories, we covered it, we fucking said that, I don't get it. I honestly don't get it. So, it's got to the point now, you're not even a WWE defender, just... I don't like angry people, so I'm gonna leave. More like drama than anything. And you know, I like when you challenge us. I like having conversations. But you know, I worry. And I'm gonna take this way higher than it should be. But I worry about your generation's future. I really do. I worry about it because you only want positive stuff. There is positive stuff. What is straight shooting? Don't watch them. Well, what's the point of watching straight shooting? You might as well just watch WWE. There's a thing where in history teachers, they teach you this, and in English teachers, they teach you this. If you're not reading stuff that offends you, you're not learning. You're not fucking learning. You're just going about it, going, oh, well, those guys are negative. Well, yeah, you can say that about anything. It's just, we are who we are. You don't like us, sorry. Come back a little bit. We like you. Fucking there. Because, like, to me, I don't even think this was that negative. We've been way more negative than this. We're just how we feel.
I mean, I think if this is something that we've brought up before, and I'll use the same tired arguments we've made before. Dave is a Tampa Bay Buccaneers fan, okay? And I can't imagine the frustrations that he goes through every season with the NFL, but yet he's still there watching. He's still getting up early to watch those ball games, from Japan. He still keeps hoping that maybe they can recreate that magic and win another Super Bowl. Me, I pull for the Troy Trojans, my alma mater, and some of you are like, who exactly? You know, I sat there for the nightmare, I think it was 2010 season when we only won 3 ball games. But guess what, motherfucker? Was at every fucking home game that season. Yep, right here. Yeah, I'm that guy. So, you know, I mean, just because, you know, we're negative on things doesn't mean we need to stop watching. No, I promise you, had we not been doing this internet show, I mean, it's just, we would have stopped watching it. But this is what we do, and you got to take the good with the bad and the bad with the good. Maybe if we, you know, bitch loud and hard long enough, that maybe somebody will get pissed off enough and go, okay, we'll change it. Just stop fucking bitching. That's what we're hoping, because we just want it to be good.
I just think this YouTube generation is super positive, and the problem is that they be a star. No, they have be a star. They have all this positive bullshit, and all they want to hear is positive. Once again, the real world isn't fucking a positive place. It's not. And I worked in sports. Dude, you think we complain? Go listen to New York Sports Talk Radio. Go listen to Tampa Bay. I just think this YouTube generation needs to be positive. And the problem I have with that is, you know, you've heard this before. If you're not pissing someone off, you're PR. Me and Booms, we don't get paid by WWE or TNA. We're not fucking PR. This is our opinions. I don't understand. Like, you know, like example, I'll pick on a more positive show. Who's a real successful positive show? PWR. They're really good. But let me completely be honest with you. You think they're that positive when the lights go down? No, they know that this YouTube generation, you have to kiss their ass. You have to be positive. You have to be a star. The problem with that is so much horrible shit happens because you live in your positive bubble. And we're just going to be us. It's YouTube. I mean, there's other options. And I don't hate you for being positive, but if we're too negative for you, dude, we're way more negative. I don't fucking get it. I think, and not only that, but he's done this. I like Player Guys a lot, but he's done this like 27 times with copy and paste. I'm not going to watch it. Then don't watch us. Dude, listen, I love Boo Moves. I love myself because I'm an egotistical asshole. I couldn't watch us. I would need a break every now and then. I can't watch PWR, Straight Shoot, OTCRS, Bruce Blitz, Wrestling Ranting every week. I watch, and then sometimes I take a break. If you need to take a break, that's cool, but you don't need to send a press release. Just take a break, and if you never come back, we enjoyed your comments. But the whole, I'm fucking negative, fuck you. We're not going to change. Listen, if we're too negative, just go straight shooting. But then my question to straight shooting is this. Why wouldn't they just go to WWE? Why? I don't understand fucking trying to have a voice, but then saying what the establishment says. YouTube does not pay us enough money to fucking even bother fucking putting on a PR thing, selling out. We've worked in news. We've worked in sports. We're done selling out. We're just going to have fucking fun and be a fan. And it's okay to be a passionate fan. Booms, any more comments?
Yeah, we got a couple more, then we're going to end the show here. Netta Jones. Oh, we got ladies in the house. She says, what do you think it's going to take for WWE to get back on top, to bring in the viewers and the money they used to? I personally think they need to get rid of Triple H or demote him or something. He's much better when he's wrestling. He needs to stick with what he knows best. Okay. I'll tell you what, David, I took point on the last one. You take point on this one. What do you think it's going to take for WWE to get back on top and pull back in the viewers and the money they used to, sir?
This is just my opinion, but as far as the Triple H thing goes, like I said, there's 2 Triple H's. Like, there really is 2 Triple H's. I think we don't have to demote Triple H, just the Triple H we love needs to shine more. I don't know, and my whole thing is, it's kind of like, are they just taking credit? Are they just trying to be cool? You know what I mean? I don't know. I don't know the Triple H that's really in charge and where the power goes. But I hope that he does the right thing as far as me. I think they have to get more into sports. They made a huge mistake where they said, oh, we're going to be more entertainment than sports because UFC, and that's something different. But the UFC is beating them at their own game. I think the UFC does more storylines and better. You know, I just think they have to be more sports driven, more talent driven, and it's simple. My idea: if a player dies leaving, if you're leaving, you're never gonna watch a show. Remember this. This is what I want on my wrestling tombstone. Maybe my real tombstone. All right. Pro wrestling should be the best wrestler that connects with the crowd. I just think that's all you need to do. Not piped in crowd music, not marketing campaigns. One thing that I love about UFC and ECW and all this, there are companies that market the company. Ring of Honor does that. Come see Ring of Honor. Come see New Japan. Come see UFC. WWE doesn't do that. They need a star. They always need, come see Bruno. Come see Hulk Hogan. Come see John Cena. And the problem with that is you invest too much money on one person, and if the fans turn on it, you're too stubborn. At least WWE is. I wish they promoted, come see WWE. It's the best wrestling in the world. But they had a formula, and it's made them a lot of money. And it's WWE, and I've said this before, WWE reminds me of a football team. The Green Bay Packers won the Super Bowl 1 and 2 with the sweep. There's just a power sweep. But WWE has won Super Bowl 1 and 2 with the power sweep. The problem is the NFL and entertainment has evolved, and Vince McMahon's like, run the power sweep again. You know what I mean? And I just think they need to evolve. But the thing is, it's so funny because Vince McMahon has giant balls when it comes to running businesses, but he doesn't have balls when it comes to changing the formula. So it's so weird. It's like, oh, WWE Network, congratulations, that takes balls. XFL took balls. World Bodybuilding Federation took balls. Buying WCW took balls. Taking out the territories took balls. So like when it comes to running a business, he's really aggressive, and I respect him for that. But when it comes to running creative, he's like, you know what? One star worked with Bruno. One star worked with Hogan. Let's keep going. I wish he was as aggressive with storylines and entertainment as he was with running businesses. Booms?
What I think it's going to take, I think it's just going to take compelling storylines and just connecting with people. I know this is kind of like an old argument, but I watched the Paul Heyman documentary this weekend as well. I think if you have like the fans, buying into the fact that they're just as much a part of the show, and that they have these characters that they can relate to and connect with, they'll be loyal to it, and they'll keep coming back. They'll keep paying money. I do agree with the idea to try to market towards children, because if you can get a kid hooked on a wrestler, hooked on somebody at a young age, you got them. I mean, you'll have them for a long time. You'll bring up fond childhood memories. Then maybe they'll notice some more people. I think you need to promote the company, like Dave said, promote the company as a whole, not just one person. Hey, we've got the best tag team division. We've got the prettiest divas. We've got the most innovative matches. I mean, just whatever. Just promote the company and let us invest in the people by let us getting to know them. I mean, you got 3 hours. I mean, you got a 3-hour show every Monday night. Perfect opportunity to kind of put the spotlight on somebody. Well, why does Adam Rose carry around that entourage? Why does he like bunnies? Paige. She comes from a wrestling family. How did she started at 14? Well, what was that like? What was her struggle? How did she get into the WWE? How does it feel? She had to move from her home in England to now to the United States to try to make it. AJ, what was she thinking when she was out for all those months? What else? The Usos. How does it feel to be second-generation superstars? They feel like do they still feel like they're in their dad's shadow, or are they making their own name? I mean, all these questions you could answer and just get a more of connection. I mean, look at UFC. I mean, UFC, doesn't matter, whatever card's coming up, they basically do a sit-down, interviews and training montages with everybody involved. And it's like, well, I grew up poor in this neighborhood, and I knew someday I was going to have to, I was going to have to fight my way out. I really didn't have a dad, but I found a father in my sensei, so I started training when I was 13, and, and then and I'm fighting now because my mom is sick, and anything I can do to kind of help pay for her treatments, and boom, I mean, right there you get a connection with them. We can all relate to stuff like that. And I think come up with some cool merchandise, come up with some cool T-shirts that you want to be seen in public with. If you're just going to the mall on a Saturday, if you put on that T-shirt, you wouldn't be embarrassed to be spotted with it. I mean, that's something. You know, uh, Respect your fans' intelligence. My God, do that one above all else. And I think you could turn a lot of things around.
And you know what? Two things. I just want to add to that, and then we can go on. One, everyone's like, oh, well, why do you bitch about dream booking? Because if WWE can't be a dream booker, who can? Everyone's like, oh, what fucking, no. That's dream booking. No, WWE should be able to fucking do it. And on top of that, let's say Raw never changes. I'm okay with that. But you have a network and other shows. You have a pro wrestling network. And for $9.99, you have a pro wrestling network. You're worried about, hey, how do we get more people? Bring in New Japan. You're not going to lose. Be a legit network. Would ESPN? Okay, ESPN's the worst example. Would ESPN only show NFL? Oh, but if a real sports network, they would show all the sports. Well, you're a real pro wrestling network, so have a lucha show, have a Shaka ECW type show, have a pro wrestling show. You want people to buy the network, but at the same time, you're like, we're only going to give you this candy. Well, no, you're a candy store. Give us tons of candy. And not all that, but here's the thing. Go after your real demographic. Let's be honest. Hair Club for Men isn't for children. John Cena running out at 11 o'clock is not your real demographic. Go for your real demographic. They never say how many kids watch the shows on Did You Know? They always say we're number one in the male demographic. We're number one from 18 to 35. Blah, blah, blah. Go after your real demographic. And this might be insulting to wrestling fans, and it's insulting to myself. But the reality, that's not talking. That's my daughter's. The reality is, your demographic is teen to nerd. That is your demographic. And you can make money off that. You made it more of a sport. So go after your real demographic, not the demographic you pretend to have. Like, I love when John Cena's like, oh, it's for the kids. Dude, you cut that promo at 11 o'clock at night. Before you cut that promo, it was Hair Club for Men. Your demographics do not show that it's for children. Don't use children as a politician. Saturday, if it was for children, why wasn't John Cena on Saturday Morning Slam every week?
And plus, here's another thing. I think the PG era is kind of getting a bad rap because they're automatically associating, PG with crappy wrestling. Just because something's PG and you can't show blood or say the word, well, I was going to say you can't say the word bitch, but Brie Bella and Stephanie kind of knocked that one out the park the other week. But let me ask you this. I remember watching an old Clash of the Champions. I was looking on Netflix, and I like the best of Clash of the Champions. And the first match on there is by far one of the best, and at least that I've seen in professional wrestling history, would be it was the first Clash of the Champions. It was Sting versus Ric Flair, 45-minute match. And if there was no winner, if it went to a time limit draw, 3 judges were going to determine the winner. But let's not get into that. That match, there was nothing overtly violent about it. It was just 2 guys who didn't like each other in the ring. You had the good guy, who'd been screwed over by Ric Flair trying to get his revenge. You had the cocky nature boy, had his title, put it up on the line. And that was a great, solid match. Why can't you do that? And then I remember in Ring of Honor, you had the Young Bucks take on Red Dragon. Probably one of the best tag team matches I've seen this year. Absolutely amazing. No blood, no chair shots, no swearing. They just went in there and had a good match. So I think, and all these people saying, well, PG kills wrestling, or get rid, you got to get rid of the PG. We got to bring back the Attitude Era. Just because you're allowed to use chair shots again, or gig or cuss or whatever, is not automatically going to make the product better.
Just
I
ask.
mean, yeah, yeah, just ask TNA.
Well,
Um,
the thing is too, like, if you are for the children, granted, I've been over 30 countries, been a teacher, all, and I work with children. None of them fucking mention pro wrestling. None of them.
no,
And not only that, but
yeah.
like I watch children's shows, and I know other people watch children's shows. You ain't up there with Pixar. You're not up there with.
All right, Dave, I've got a confession to make.
Yeah, Spinning and Ferb. Great show.
Confession to make here. Okay, I got the spotlight on me here. WWE says that they're for kids, correct?
That's what they try to tell you.
Okay. And Dave, quickly brings up, well, why do you advertise in here Club for Men? Well, they also advertise Duralast batteries, Twisted Iced Tea, Angry Orchard. Now, they do advertise like Skittles and Burger King. Now, some of that I can picture kids being into, but I think the kids are going to be more interested in the King's Meal or whatever. It's not the Happy Meal. That's McDonald's. I know that. But, if they were advertising like the kids' meal at Burger King, I can understand. Skittles, okay, I can understand. But we sure as hell know kids ain't buying batteries and booze. At least to God, I hope they're not. So there's your demographic. But anyway, the confession I have to make is I was flipping around the TV and I started watching Cartoon Network on Saturday. Just left it on, something was playing right here on the web. My TV's actually right here next to me, so I've got that in the background. And there's a show on called The Regular Show. And they had this one episode on called Tent Troubles or whatever. Well, Mordecai and Rigby fucked up. They damaged their friend's tent. So they, wanted to, they had to replace this tent because they damaged it. It was like $200, and they didn't have $200. So what did they do? They entered a mud wrestling competition, which, in fact, now that I think about it, I may just post a link to this on KocoSports.com. Anyway, they had to last 5 minutes against the tag team champions in mud wrestling in order to get money to get this tent, to replace their friend's tent or whatever. But during the commercial breaks, I mean, they've got commercials for candy, and they've also got commercials for these little, I don't know, little gummy, no, not gummy worms, but you make them or whatever, make your little monsters, bacteria. They've got, commercials for Chuck E. Cheese. And you don't see any of this on WWE program, which is allegedly for kids. But yet you're going to see all these, advertisements for hair dye, promotions for USA programs like Satisfaction. Yeah, that's a family fucking show. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, you're not missing much. Alcoholic beverages, car batteries, that is. And fast food like the Big King, which kids aren't going to buy. So I just don't get why you say you're for kids and plus you go on to 11 o'clock Eastern, 10 o'clock Central, and there's no kids that I know are allowed to stay up that late. Even on SmackDown, I mean, that goes on to like 9, and if I was a kid, my ass had to be in bed at 8, so that's where I'm going to go with it.
All right, I think we got to wrap this up because I'm hungry.
Okay, we're going to wrap it up. Here's the last question of the night, and if you've asked a question here past this point, I apologize that we didn't get to it, but it's getting late, and I've got to go to work tomorrow. Dave has got to pretend to write a novel. So
that hurts. I feel like you're fucking Brian, and you're Stewie Griffin, and I'm Brian. How's that novel coming along?
No, actually, Dave's got to go get a laptop. Dave's actually going to get a laptop and go to Starbucks and open it up and type up a few sentences because it's not important. What's not important is that he's writing a novel. What's important is he is seen writing a novel and drinking a little latte.
You cut me deep, Booms. I didn't know we were going to get all personal on the show. All right. I'm hurt. Got a last question because I'm hungry.
Last question of the night. It's a softball question, Dave. It's from Fran Yelly. He says, Dave, are you going to do the Weekend in Review with Rob?
That is the plan, but I don't know when Rob is coming. So that is the plan. All this week's schedules, all of August is going to be a little out of whack because I'm in and out of the hospital, and I'm getting a family vacation coming. So September we'll be back on track. But the plan is we will do a weekend review. But if it doesn't happen, I promise the show will come back next week. I do apologize. It's just it's hard with my health schedule this month. This month is going to be a bit off, but I'm hoping in September we can still get back to a show every day and all that. So yes. So Yeah, I guess the short answer is I don't know. Stay tuned. All right.
All right, last comment here. This is Mr. Biggs, a.k.a. the bad guy. He says, I think you guys are okay. Y'all don't sound like crybabies like Bruce Blitz. Oh, shit.
Yeah.
I didn't read that last one. I thought I could just diss somebody. Bruce, if you're watching, we're not dissing you or anything, man. You got your thing. We got ours, so that's cool. But thank you very much there. Thank you very, very, very much, Mr. Biggs. We appreciate that. But, Dave, we got to wrap this up here. In the meantime, kids, we're going to do our Monday Night Raw show tomorrow night following Monday Night Raw. In the meantime, you can check us out 24 hours a day, 7 days a week at KocoSports.com. That's KocoSports.com. It's your home for all combat sports. That includes boxing, mixed martial arts, pro wrestling, amateur wrestling, sumo wrestling, kickboxing, taekwondo, judo. If you can get your nose broke doing it, we've got it covered on that site. Be sure to check out our news and gossip section as well as our columns and our very popular video on demand section. It's available 24 hours a day at KocoSports.com. It's where the world goes to kick ass.
And I want to thank all the live commenters and also thank @FlyingHippo for Twitter. He retweeted our show. Really appreciate that. And I will be doing a show within the next 24 hours somewhere. Also, I did a G1 show prior to this, and I forgot to advertise it. So if you're into New Japan, I just give my quick thoughts on who won the contest. We had a G1 contest. So, and I love Okada. You knew I was going to pick him no matter what, but I'm giving myself a Barry Horowitz anyway. Oh, man. I can't wait.
Okada managed by Ric Flair.
Okada, but yeah. I love Okada. I love Okada more than I mentioned. If you want to see positivity, maybe I'll just talk about Okada. I'll be like, Okada, so handsome, so great in the ring, the greatest human being alive. You want positivity? I'll give it to you. We'll be at 27 minutes.
Actually, that won't happen, Dave. You'll be too busy masturbating to get a show out.
Well, maybe I can do both. Anyway, check out KocoSports.com.
Bring in Awesome Kong, maybe two-fisting it.
I don't know what that is, but I'm sure it was not kind words towards me, and I can't even talk anymore. So go to KocoSports.com, KocoSports.com. With that, I am over.